started to change myself. I started to do things that made me feel good rather than judge. But the one thing more than anything was I started to practice compassion. And that was so unfamiliar. Because I was so good at practicing everything else. I look in the mirror, pull myself apart constantly. But compassion was just ridiculously unfamiliar. I didn't know what it felt like. I didn't know what it looked like in my body. I didn't even know how to practice it. But it's harder to stay doing something that literally puts you in self-sabotage for the rest of your life than it is to try to want to do something about it. And this is what I want to share today. The one thing that I kept coming back to myself was trying to be here. So my book that I'm writing at the moment, I'm nearly finished, which I'm super excited about. It is focused around being present. This is what Kathy mentioned before. It's the only place where we can make that choice. So when we're here, what does that mean? Yeah, we're here in a room with others, but possibly your mind's going to something else, or what's for lunch, or whatever it might be. You might find that our thoughts are constantly going, right? We have 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day. And if we don't do anything about that, if we're not present, it's up to nearly 90% of those thoughts are the same nearly the next day. And that's where I was at. I was constantly repeating patterns. So my brain was so familiar with making the same choice over and over again. Can anyone relate to that? Yeah, it's hectic. It takes energy, right? It's so tiring. You know, we're all women. Who's good at giving? Seriously. Like giving out to others. Constantly just, you know, on this train of like, I've got to give, and you get to the end of the day and we're tired, we're exhausted, shattered, resentful. We can't give and not receive. It is a reciprocal balance, just like the ocean, just like waves, just like our breath. It comes and it goes. You give and receive. Look at nature. It's the same thing. So give back to yourselves first. That is one of the most important things. I want to share briefly on the method that I speak on in my book. I've been writing my book for nearly 3 years. I had many false starts because I wasn't ready. There was still stuff that I was to move through, and there's still stuff I'm moving through every day. 100%. I actually had a guy there that I work at Alicia, a wellness retreat. A guy came up to me, sat down for dinner. He said, you're a yoga teacher. You must be so enlightened. I looked at him and I went, I'm the most unenlightened person you'll ever meet. And he's like, really? You're serious? We're always doing the work. We're always doing the work. But it is such a pleasure to do the work, to not do it. When you start to get to know yourself and you understand what's going on in your nervous system, you understand what's going on in your brain, you empower yourself with knowledge. You know what, I've got a choice. You get it. And you fail and you fall and you, I nearly swore, mess it up. Okay, not good. When you do that, you just become present and go, okay, that's okay, forgive the thought, just forgive it. You don't have to spend time going, I should have done that. There is no point. What's done is done. We're here now. So in my book, I speak of the Be Here method, and I just want to briefly share that, because I can talk like Kathy for a long time, but I don't. How much time have I got left? What time is it? Perfect. This is good. So the B stands for our bodies. What we did at the start. The first thing you're going to notice, what's going on in my body? How am I reacting to a certain situation or someone? Am I closing? How do I feel? How does my heart feel? Am I shutting myself down? You're going to do this. You're going to feel it. So the first one is to recognize our body and our breath.